Right now, millions of young men feel like something is off. Not dramatically, not overnight, but slowly. The energy isn't the same. The focus isn't sharp. The drive feels forced instead of natural. Workouts don't hit the same. Ambition feels muted. Confidence feels fragile. And most men don't talk about it. Instead, they assume it's discipline. They assume it's mindset. They assume they just need to man up. But what if the issue isn't character? What if the issue is chemistry? Because over the last several decades, testosterone levels in men have been steadily declining. Large population studies comparing men of the same age across different generations show something disturbing. A 25-year-old man today often has significantly lower testosterone than a 25-year-old man in the 1980s. And this trend persists even after adjusting for obesity. This means something bigger is happening. This isn't just about body fat. It's not just about aging. It's about modern life. And the causes are rarely discussed clearly. Let's break them down. Number 1 cause: endocrine-disrupting chemicals. One of the most overlooked causes is endocrine-disrupting chemicals. These are compounds found in everyday products that interfere with your hormonal system. They don't act like poison. They act like hormones. Some mimic estrogen. Some block androgen receptors. Some interfere with signals between the brain and the testes. They're found in plastic food containers, water bottles, thermal paper receipts, shampoos, lotions, flame retardants in furniture, pesticides on produce. Chemicals like BPA and phthalates have been studied extensively. Research has linked higher exposure levels to lower testosterone and poorer sperm quality. What makes this more concerning is timing. Exposure often begins before birth. Studies show that maternal exposure to endocrine disruptors can affect male fetal development. That means some men may begin life with altered hormonal signaling before they ever hit puberty. You didn't choose that environment. You were born into it. Number 2 cause: overtraining and burnout. Another issue that almost nobody talks about is overtraining and burnout. Exercise is good for testosterone, but only to a point. Exercise only increases testosterone, temporarily. But chronic physical stress suppresses it. When you train intensely without adequate recovery, your body shifts into survival mode. Cortisol, the primary stress hormone, rises, and cortisol directly suppresses testosterone production. This happens through the hypothalamic pituitary gonadal axis, the hormonal communication line between your brain and your testes. If the brain senses chronic stress, it down-regulates reproductive hormones. Because reproduction isn't essential for survival. Recovery is where testosterone rises. Sleep, nutrition, rest days. Without those, intensity becomes self-sabotage. Even elite endurance athletes have been documented with clinically low testosterone due to chronic training stress. More is not always better. Number 3 cause: medications and supplements. Many commonly used medications also interfere with testosterone production. Selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, SSRIs, commonly prescribed for anxiety and depression, can blunt libido and interfere with hormonal signaling in some men. Opioids are even more powerful suppressors. Long-term opioid use is a well-documented cause of secondary hypogonadism, meaning the brain stops properly signaling the testes to produce testosterone. Even certain blood pressure medications and antifungal drugs have been associated with hormonal disruption. And then there's the supplement industry. Some over-the-counter muscle-building supplements have been found to contain undeclared anabolic steroids or prohormones. Men take them unknowingly. Their natural production shuts down. When they stop, their testosterone doesn't always recover fully. Not all supplements are dangerous, but the lack of regulation in some markets makes awareness critical. Number 4 cause: sleep, the testosterone factor. Sleep deserves its own attention because it's where most testosterone is actually produced. The majority of daily testosterone release occurs during deep sleep and REM cycles. One study found that restricting sleep to 5 hours per night for just 1 week reduced daytime testosterone levels by up to 15%. That's the equivalent of aging 10-15 years hormonally. Sleep apnea is another overlooked factor. It doesn't only affect overweight older men. Young, lean men can have it too. Repeated oxygen drops and sleep fragmentation disrupt hormone release cycles. The cycle becomes brutal. Poor sleep raises cortisol. High cortisol suppresses testosterone. Low testosterone increases fatigue and weight gain. Weight gain worsens sleep. And the loop continues. No supplement can override broken sleep. Sleep is foundational. Number 5 cause. Nutrition, micronutrient deficiencies. Diet matters too, but not in the way most people think. It's not just about calories. It's about micronutrients. Testosterone production requires specific building blocks. Zinc plays a direct role in hormone synthesis. Vitamin D acts more like a hormone than a vitamin and is strongly associated with testosterone levels. Magnesium influences free testosterone availability. Boron may reduce sex hormone binding globulin, increasing usable testosterone. Modern diets are often high in processed calories but low in nutrient density. You can eat 3,000 calories a day and still be hormonally deficient. Severe calorie restriction also lowers testosterone. The body interprets prolonged calorie deficits as famine, and in famine, reproduction shuts down. Balance matters. Number 6 cause. Childhood or developmental factors. Some causes begin earlier in life. Varicocele, enlarged veins in the scrotum, can increase testicular temperature and impair testosterone production. It's more common than many realize. Undescended testicles in childhood, even if corrected surgically, can affect long-term hormonal output. These are medical realities, not mindset problems. Number 7 cause. Chronic stress and digital overload. Chronic psychological stress is another silent suppressor. Your nervous system wasn't built for constant stimulation. Notifications, comparison, financial pressure, endless information. Chronic stress keeps cortisol elevated, and elevated cortisol suppresses reproductive hormones. This isn't weakness, it's biology. Hormones respond to perceived survival threats. Modern life constantly signals threat. Why low testosterone matters? Low testosterone affects more than sex drive. It affects motivation, confidence, mood, muscle mass and recovery, bone density, metabolic and cardiovascular health, cognitive function. Low testosterone is often not the root disease. Ignoring it doesn't make you stronger, it delays solutions. It's a signal that something in the system is off. If you're a young man feeling flat, exhausted, less driven than before, this isn't a personal failure. It's a biological response to modern conditions. Low testosterone is not a sign you're weak. It's a reflection of your environment, lifestyle, and unseen exposures. Understanding this is the first step toward taking control of your health, without shame, panic, or misinformation. And control begins with awareness. Start paying attention to your sleep, your stress levels, your recovery, your diet quality, your exposure to unnecessary chemicals. If symptoms persist, speak with a qualified medical professional and request comprehensive blood work, not just total testosterone, but free testosterone, SHBG, LH, FSH, prolactin, vitamin D, thyroid markers. Because guessing helps no one. Data creates clarity. And testosterone isn't just about performance, it's about long-term health. The earlier you address it, the easier it is to correct. Your body is responsive. It adapts to conditions. Improve the conditions, and biology often follows. If you found this video helpful, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you will never miss tips that make your body healthier and stronger. Please leave a comment if any of these causes hit close to home. Sharing your experience can help others understand they're not alone.